What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Premier Trade. Thank you for joining us this week, starting over with CBG Coins Matt. Now, as the title says, we're going to be going over stuff from the land of the rising sun. Now, all of this that we're going over today is still part of what I'm dubbing the Asiavato collection. So let's get into it. Now, first off, for anybody that hasn't been with us yet, this collection here in front of you, and actually quite a bit more than what's in front of you here, all come from a great family that their father started a great collection, and he unfortunately passed away a few years back, and it found its way to us. So we're going ahead and just trying to showcase everything that they had there and just share everything that he collected with everyone as well. Now, I am going to be actually making a playlist of all the videos about this collection, so that way anybody that wants to follow along for just this specifically can, jump right to that if they like. But this week we are going over stuff from Japan. Now, I'm going to start with the currencies first. I've got a little bit of history on a few of the things I've got here, and a lot of this stuff that I'm seeing in front of me is actually from about the era of World War II. So, there's a lot of history in a lot of this stuff, and just, it stands the test of time. Now, these right here first, as it says there, this one here is a 10 yen that is actually from before World War II, from 1930. Now, it's definitely seen some years, but it is still in great shape. Now, the rest of them that we got on here, there is a 5 pesos from the Japanese government. There is also a 1 cent in there. And then down here at the bottom of this page, there is a 10 pesos from the Japanese government. Now, they're all in still just great condition on these here. So that is very cool. And Ace, once again, thank you for sharing this with us. Now, these here I've actually gotten, I came across a little bit of history on these, and I will share it with y'all. Now, to start off with, the this one up here is from the Japanese government, and it's actually a $10. It's a military bill that it was deemed the banana money, obviously from the bananas in the picture there. It was actually for use in Malaysia between 1941 and 1945. So right there, during the war and everything. And that one is it's definitely got some nice color to it and just some nice scenery on there. Now, the other ones that I've got here that I did find the history on that I think is really cool are these right here. And we got the 5 centavos and the 10 centavos. Now, these here are very interesting in the fact of just how they came to be and everything else. And I'm going to read off the history for you right quick that I came across on those. Now, that is, they call them Mickey Mouse money because of, obviously, the way they look there. They definitely look like some fake money. But it was also known as the Japanese invasion money. In August 1940, Japanese Prime Minister Matsuoka Yoshiki announced the idea of the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, a group of Asian nations led by the Japanese and free of Western powers. Asia for Asians. As Japan occupied various Asian countries, they set up governments with local leaders who proclaimed independence from the Western powers. One of the main ways to accomplish this was to have a unified currency, one that was not tied to any Western currencies. The Japanese invasion money was officially known as the Southern Development Banknotes. It is a currency that was issued by the Japanese military authority as a replacement for local currencies. In February 1942, Japan passed laws which established the Wartime Finance Bank and the Southern Development Bank. Both of these banks issued bonds to raise funding for the war. The former loaned money primarily to military industries. The latter is the one we are interested in here, that provided financial services in areas occupied by the Japanese military, and the Southern Development Bank notes were the Japanese invasion money that we are now looking at here. Once the Japanese government made these notes, their military confiscated all hard currency in the Philippines, both from the government and the people. They replaced it in the Southern Development Bank notes. Now for the explanation and the method of the Japanese using for the adding of the serial numbers to most of these issued notes. Kind of seen here in the lower corners of both of those. They were first known as block letters, printed in red on the face of the note, and the system has a first letter denoting the proclamation location issued, therefore the Philippines being a P, and had block letters which stated that it also was printed with letters going from A all the way through Z, so it would be a PA all the way through to PZ. These are known as whole block letters. Some denominations have letters skipped over. The reason for this is not known, but it is believed that so many of these notes were printed that they may not have been discovered yet. Even today, bundles of Japanese invasion money are being discovered under old huts, in tunnels, and stuffed into caves. Notes were issued as replacements for damaged notes, much like American Star notes, although a lot harder to find. The block number range of these notes are serial numbers 1 through 79, on the 1 peso notes only. Blocks 80 through 87 had no serial numbers. They were produced in haste after the Americans landed on Luzon. There were 5 print runs of these, and that was it. These notes were just made with plate block numbers, which are much harder to find than the ones with the serial numbers. Also, after the liberation of the Philippines, the Red Cross came in to help out. They obtained many of these Japanese notes and punched 2 holes in each one of them. Then these hole punch notes were distributed to the soldiers as souvenirs. These notes had no extra monetary value, but do come with a bit more of the story, and can usually be found in higher grades. Regarding the legality of these notes, after the war, President Truman did not support the stance of the Philippines government. The Commonwealth House Bill number 647, Senate Bill number 51, titled An Act Governing the Payment of Monetary Obligations Incurred or Contracted Prior to and During the Japanese Invasion of the Philippines and for Other Purposes, was passed by both houses of the Philippine Commonwealth Congress on the last day of its session, December 20th, 1945. It was signed into law by President Osamina on January 18, 1964. The law provided for the validation of payments made in Japanese Mickey Mouse money during the period of the enemy occupation. So, quite a bit of history there from, the era of World War II, which I just find to be very cool on that. Now, down here in the bottom corner is it's a 10 cent from 1945 in Japan. They were demonetized May 15th, 1958. They were initially printed in the USA and subsequently printed in Japan as well. They were legal tender for Japanese citizens from September of 1945 all the way to July of 1948. The Aryan were used in Okinawa all the way up until 1958. So that has a little bit of history on it as well there. So that is very cool. Now, we're going to get into the coins here, and I'm going to have to pull the camera off because we have quite a bit to go through here. And I'm going to try to make it quick, so we're going to kind of pan over everything and really get a good view of what we've got going on. Alrighty folks, I hope you enjoyed looking at that part of the collection. Now we've obviously got a ton more to go through, and I will definitely do a better job at getting a lot more information about them. There was just a lot of Japanese coins here, and to get all the information in and to try to stick in what I did as well about the currencies, it's gonna have to be more than one video. We just wouldn't be able to fit it all into one video, not for our slot here today. But before we jump off here, I do want to say hello again and thank you very much to the family that this came from and the children of the man who started this. It would be Ace, Nellie, Mary, Carmen, John, and Manny. Thank you all very much, and I hope you folks are enjoying, us trying to show this collection and portray it the best that we can for everyone out there. Now, let's keep this train right on a rolling, and everyone please follow us on over to Wild Wild West. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for joining us.